The National Anti-Corruption Commission head, Paul Brereton, Nick, we haven't heard a lot from him. We know it started on the 1st of July. He has said that he's going to really look closely, though, at contractors who want to use taxpayer funds as a quick way to make money. We saw all of this, you and I well know, during the pink bats fiasco, but I also think it's a feature of the NDIS too.
Yeah, well, I think you're right, Peter. And look, we know people that just move from one business to the next, whatever the government's subsidising, it'll be in that business, whether it's pink bats, whether it was laying
renewables too, Nick. Renewables,
exactly. You know, that is the safest business to be in, right? Because you've got somebody who you know will pay you from taxpayers' money. I agree with you. I have some personal experience through a family member of NDIS, and I can see the wastage. Everybody involved in the sector, by the way, knows this. It's the dirty little secret that nobody in the sector really wants to talk about. And this has to be reined in. We can't get to a situation where it's costing us $100 billion a year. What's that? About twice as much as we spend on hospitals, for instance. It is not feasible to do that. And I don't think the government's trying to do something around autism, but I think it's just tinkering around the edges as far as I can see looking at the system.
Yeah, it's double Medicare. It'll be about the same as defence, and it's just not sustainable. Let's go to Victoria. John, Victorian taxpayers are still shelling out millions, even though we're 5 months on from the Com Games being scrapped. All of these staff, as I understand today, will continue to be paid for months and months and months. They're calling it gardening leave. It's a joke.
Well, this is the condition of Victoria at the moment. And if you're Victoria, you're seeing what is happening under a Labor government. And this is yet another example of the waste and mismanagement that we're suffering from here in Melbourne. And that explains why a day ago we discovered that the living standards of Victorians have fallen faster and further than those living in any other state. If you are suffering under a Labor government, you are losing here in Victoria, and this is yet another example of what we're experiencing.
But, mate, it's not going to change unless those Liberals lift their game and give people something to vote for. Before we go, Nick, news from Hollywood. The star Susan Sarandon has been dropped by her agency after she said frightened Jews are, quote, getting a taste of how it feels to be a Muslim in America at a big pro-Palestinian protest in New York. I mean, this is shocking.
I found that particular outburst particularly shocking. You expect a little bit better from people in the public eye like that. But it just shows, doesn't it, how far, Peter, this delusion has gone, and people have opted just for this easy cartoon narrative. Palestinians good, Israelis bad. Palestinians oppressed, Israelis oppressors. I mean, this is just a travesty of what is actually occurring. If you've read the history, if you look what's happening now. But people just want to take these shortcuts now, and I'm very, very disappointed in Susan Sarandon.